Well, good evening, everyone. This is JBoy1878, and welcome to Sunday night's news and stuff. We're going to be looking at some news articles regarding Prince Harry. Are they heading for divorce? Are they sleeping apart? Apparently, he has a secret hotel room that he goes to get away from his missus. Don't know. We'll see what it says. A lot of these I haven't really looked at. I've just scanned them. They caught my eye, and I thought, well, we'll see where it goes. Now, the first story I want to look at is one that's been interesting the British public for the last couple of weeks in a big TV program called This Morning. Apparently, there's been a bit of a feud in the background between the hosts Philip Schofield and Holly Willoughby. Now, I don't really watch it, so I don't really care, but apparently people are interested. And apparently, there's going to be some replacement presenters taking over for the next couple of weeks, days, while they find a permanent replacement for Philip Schofield, who quit yesterday. And there's a lot of rumours online about why, what's causing it. I don't know. Some of it could be quite seen as libelous, what's being said about Philip, but we'll see. These things tend to come out in the long term. And but for me, I don't really care. But we'll have a look anyway. ITV has confirmed Alison Hammond and Dermot O'Leary will fill in for hosts of This Morning on Monday following Philip Schofield's departure from the show. Schofield announced on Saturday, May the 20th, he will be stepping down from his role as co-host of This Morning with immediate effect after more than 20 years on The Breakfast Show. That's not really a breakfast show, is it? It starts at 10 a.m. and previously it was 10:30, so it's a morning show. Breakfast shows what? GMB, 6 a.m. Sky News do one at 6 a.m. or one of the other channels. The breakfast shows are like 7 in the morning. Holly Willoughby, who's Schofield has hosted a long time, since 2009, will remain on the show, but she's taking an early half-term holiday break next week and will return on June the 5th. Hammond and O'Leary, who co-host the show on Fridays, will be on the sofa in their absence on Monday morning, but ITV has not yet confirmed who will present the rest of the week. Both Hammond and O'Leary are among the favourites to replace Schofield full-time, along with the likes of Ryan Clark, Gino D'Acampo, and Rochelle and Marvin Humes, who have all spent time on the show in varying roles. ITV have said Willoughby will stay on This Morning and will co-present with members of the This Morning family in the interim. Last Thursday marked Schofield's last day on the show, as the broadcaster said he will not be returning for a final episode. Well, after 20 years, something, I think you can take something from it that he's just going to walk away and not get a final show or anything like that. Bit weird, but we'll see. I mean, it's not like he hasn't got a few bob in the bank, and he's probably got other things lined up. Maybe, I don't know. Right, so I'm not really that into it. Just thought it's in the headline, so we'll go over it. So how is everyone out there? It's a fantastic Sunday evening. It's 8:05 on a Sunday night in the UK. So I will say good evening. Maybe it's morning, middle of the night, whatever out there for you. How you doing? How's everyone diddling? Well, that was a bad word. Sorry about the wait. I'm just having a bit of a technical problem. Still getting used to having all this stuff open and trying to keep track of everything. And when I say keep track, I really haven't got a clue in hell what I'm doing here. I just press buttons and hope for the best. Oh, so we will move on to our second story for the evening, and it does follow on from what are all the stuff about Prince William. And so the second story we're going to look at this evening is apparently apparently Prince. Let's have a look at the headline. Prince Harry reportedly has a hideaway hotel room where he stays without Meghan Markle. If you're rich enough to do it, you know. I know, I would never want to do that. Like Prince Harry has apparently spent time on his own at his luxury hotel near his home in California. It has been reported the Duke of Sussex has a room kept on hold at the chain of Montecito, close to his £12 million mansion he shares with Meghan Markle, according to one of the newspapers in the UK. Sources have told the newspaper that Harry occasionally stays at the room without his wife. Reports that the royal couple spend some nights apart have emerged after they failed to post any photos commemorating their fifth wedding anniversary on Friday. Harry is also thought to have a second hideaway pad in San Vicente Bungalows, a private members club in Los Angeles, near where he attends a gym has called Barry's Boot Camp. The club is highly exclusive and maintains a strict privacy policy. Guests are prohibited from discussing anything that takes place on the premises, with stickers placed over their phone cameras upon arrival, as well as from approaching other members indoors. Annual membership reportedly run in excess of £3,200. Applicants are apparently vetted by a panel that's thought to include American actress Julia Roberts. Harry and Meghan have repeatedly insisted on their right to privacy after breaking ties with the royal family and moving to the US. Well, how's that going? Because they never seem to be out of the headlines from so-called what happened the other night. We just want to be left alone. We want to move. We want our privacy. We'll move to Canada. Then we'll go to Hollywood. Hollywood. Why would you go to Hollywood and want a private life like they say they want? They have more of a private life here in the UK than they're getting in the United States. Many have commented that the episode bears a reminder of to the events preceding the death of Harry's mother, Princess Diana, who was killed in a car crash in Paris after being pursued by the paparazzi in 1997. However, taxi driver who gave the royal couple a ride has since claimed they weren't in fact in a chase, being chased by photographers. Asked about the incident, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, apparently under the impression that the alleged chase had taken place in the UK, said, "My job as Prime Minister is to ensure everyone feels safe in our country." Being informed that the incident actually occurred across the Atlantic, he added, "Cars, cars in New York are not really my priority or responsibility." Well, yeah, I mean, it's just one of them things, and you been read these stories, and you're like, oh, and you go, well, actually, if you ever been to New York, I've been. Is I don't remember traffic being getting around that quick, especially in centre where all the stuff is for tourism and stuff. And then, and I quite like the memes that have been going around. Like, after 2 hours, the paparazzi finally got rid of them. Anyway, another news story I wanted to go through. Ooh, it's a bit of a controversial one. Ooh. Transgender woman forced to use men's locker room sues NYC yoga studio for 5 million quid or $5 million. So a transgender woman is suing Manhattan Yoga Studio for $5 million because she was forced. Well, that's it. One of them. Mm, no, okay, we'll just go with the pronouns, but it's really and he because was forced to use the men's locker room. It's the third gender identity discrimination lawsuit. Ali Miles, also goes by the name of Dylan Miles, has filed in the city in 13 months and could be part of a coming tsunami of trans rights lawsuits targeting small businesses. Miles claims to be in the process of transitioning into a trans woman wearing women's clothing and undergoing hormone therapies, according to court papers. In Arizona, the Arizona native turned up at Hot Yoga Chelsea on West 27th Street on May the 4th at 5 p.m. Class, according to Miles' latest litigation. Management banned Miles from the women's locker room and bathrooms, but Miles went anyway, prompting an outcry from other women there. The filing claims female patrons complained and yelled at Miles about Miles' presence and the use of a single-sex locker room and bathroom labelled women, as they demanded Miles leave and cease using the facilities, according to court papers. But this person's trying to claim that they have the right to be there, but other patrons, the women, said we don't want, we don't feel safe. You know, you've got dangly bits, and To most of us in the world, if you've got a dangly bit, you ain't a woman. Well, you're not a biological woman, are you? You can show people respect, but then this person should show the other patrons the same amount of level of respect and use other facilities or go to somewhere where they have no issue with this. One purported witness claimed Miles' behaviour inside the locker that day was disturbing. We have other trans people at the Chelsea Hot Yoga. We have several trans women and several trans men, and there's never been a problem. It's this individual, the witness told the Post, this person who claims to be a transitioning woman, came into the female locker room, number one, in the male shorts and that were down to their knees. Although there could be some hormonal addition because his bust is bigger than mine. He did not wear any feminine top to cover his bust, the witness noted. He also derobed and he is a full male. There's 150% man. There's no thing there with things hanging out, dangly bits. It wasn't even like he was just standing there, the witness said. He was crouched down on the floor in front of the shower stalls. It was very uncomfortable for one of the women that was in there, and she was completely naked. This person started in immediately with reciting the law and why would you do that? Because this person could see there was other women amongst myself that were notably upset. This person, I don't know if they come to these places to try and start a problem or whatever. Well, this person is one of the ugliest women I've seen in my life, or an ugly man, whichever way you want to look at it. The lawyer Peter Sved also represented in this case against Planet Fitness in the Bronx, where Miles was escorted out of the women's locker room, and another get another against the homeless shelter in the Bronx, where they were allegedly assaulted by a security guard. In 2016, city law requires places of public accommodation to allow visitors to use the bathroom which aligns with their gender identity or provides facilities for all genders. Big Apple business, especially in Manhattan, are proactively trying to avoid any bathroom problems, said Anthony Magano, a real estate property manager who is not connected with the lawsuit. We've been informed by our lawyers to change everything. Everything has to be neutral bathroom. Avoid it, said Magano, whose company oversees 6 commercial buildings in Manhattan. Trans bathroom and locker room claims could sock city businesses with litigation the same way the Americans with Disabilities Act has, one expert said. The landmark federal bill is the impetus for hundreds of lawsuits, many in part stemming from apparent professional plaintiffs who filed dozens of claims and pressure small businesses into paying cash settlements. This is definitely a trend you can expect to see, said lawyer Ron Coleman, who is not connected to the Miles case of trans discrimination claims that could follow the ADA mold. It's happening all over the world, well, in Western world particularly now, isn't it? You know, women fought for equal rights in all kinds of avenues of sports, education. Fantastic. Love watching women's sport, and all of a sudden, you know, they got an equal footing with men. Now men are dominating their world. Well, well, as I'm still learning things here on the YouTubies, I'd like to ask if there is anyone watching to do the YouTubey things. You know, the like, share, and subscribe. Do me that big favor. You know, subscribe, listen, listen to the show, watch the show, and hopefully at some point there'll be someone watching and I can interact with you and grow what I've started. I don't know whether anything will work, but that's just the beginning, isn't it? Anyway, this has been J-Boy 1878, and I'm going to say good night for one. See you soon.